While the FBI continues investigating the deadly shooting involving an ICE agent in Minneapolis, the Minnesota chapter of the largest police union in the world says the incident wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, the union says this incident was predictable because of how city leaders have stopped cops from simply doing their jobs there. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Mattera has this special report for us.
They want strong leadership, and they're not getting that. They're getting just the opposite. They're getting that weak leadership that is pandering to the left.
As the FBI investigates the fatal shooting involving an ICE agent, Minnesota's Fraternal Order of Police says this was a volatile situation that had been building over time.
But when these sanctuary cities and counties and state won't cooperate with ICE, they're forcing them to go out and arrest these people out on the street. So any situation where you have ICE working with local police, uniformed officers, things are much safer. People know who's there when you bring in marked squad cars and you work together.
But in Minneapolis, cops are barred from helping ICE, even for something as basic as crowd control. It's a lesson federal agents learned the hard way less than a month ago. During an attempted arrest on December 15th, ICE officers found themselves surrounded by a violent mob.
We need assistance immediately. This is a Homeland Security. I got officers getting attacked.
The crowd turned violent on them. They called for help. They were calling from a command center that was outside of Minneapolis. They repeatedly tried to get through to Minneapolis.
With no response, an agent urgently reached out to the sheriff's office instead. Minneapolis police eventually arrived, but allegedly didn't stay long.
They responded, and within 10 minutes, Assistant Chief Katie Blackwell got on the radio, ordered the Minneapolis officers to leave, even though the situation was tense.
Back in June of 2025, that same assistant chief reportedly sent a memo reinforcing their position that personnel were not to assist ICE with any immigration-related matters, including crowd control. But veteran cops say if department leadership were truly serious about public safety, they'd do what law enforcement has done for decades: work with federal partners to get bad actors out of the community.
For generations, the rank and file uniformed officers on the street and the federal agents that are working have always found a way to work good together. They foster good relationships. It's good cooperation.
They are already trying to...
And critics warn abandoning that cooperation doesn't make the city safer. It makes it more dangerous.
Mark, Charlotte, Minnesota's current leadership likes to ignore this fact, but the reality is that the safest place for ICE to make an arrest is inside a city jail, where suspects have already been searched, handcuffed, and secured. But in Minneapolis, as in other progressive-run cities like Portland, ICE detainers are not honored. That forces arrests to take place into the community, all right, where the risk of violence increases significantly. We did reach out to the Minneapolis Police Department for response to the Fraternal Order of Police's criticism, again, it's the largest police union in the world, but we have yet to hear back.
Yeah, and you put the community, it's safer for them to make arrests in jail rather than in the community. It seems like common sense.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.